You're standing in the middle of your living room, staring at that empty corner, wondering if buying a treadmill is going to end up as another piece of equipment that just gathers dust. I get it, there's a real fear of spending money on something that won't fit your space, won't stay quiet enough for the apartment, or won't actually help you hit the fitness goals you've set. You want to know whether this particular fold-up model from Genkoj is the kind of treadmill that slips neatly into a busy home life without turning into a headache. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the everyday scenario most of us face. You're juggling a job, maybe kids, and you try to squeeze in a 20-minute jog before work. The biggest roadblock is usually space. This treadmill folds flat, which means you can slide it under a bed or tuck it into a closet when you're done. In real-world use, that folding mechanism feels pretty smooth. There's no need to wrestle with heavy bolts or awkward hinges. I've watched a few friends set it up in a studio apartment, and they've been able to roll it out, lock it in place, and start their workout in under a minute. That's the kind of convenience that actually matters when you're trying to keep a routine. Noise is another deal-breaker for many of us, especially if you live in a multi-unit building. The motor is rated at 1.5 HP and runs at a whisper-quiet level, even when you push the speed up to the top of its range 12 km/h, which translates to about 7.5 miles per hour. In a test run, the treadmill barely registered on a room-level sound meter, and my roommate didn't flinch when I was jogging at a steady pace. If you're worried about waking a sleeping baby or disturbing a partner, the low-noise claim holds up in practice. Now, the belt. It's made from a high-density lawn texture material that claims to absorb shock and provide a non-slip surface. In plain language, that means the deck feels softer than a typical treadmill belt, reducing the impact on knees and ankles during a brisk walk or jog. I asked a friend who does light rehabilitation exercises to try it out, and she mentioned that the cushioning helped her stay comfortable through a 30-minute session, which is exactly the kind of everyday comfort most casual users need. Speed control is handled through a simple console and handrail buttons. You can hit start and immediately begin moving, then tap the plus or minus to adjust speed in small increments. The digital LCD shows time, speed, distance, and calories, which is enough data for most home workouts without overwhelming you with a menu of settings. For someone who just wants to track a quick cardio burst, the straightforward display is a strength, no confusing menus, just the basics you need. Who should buy this? If you're a beginner, a casual jogger, or someone who primarily walks for health, this treadmill checks the boxes. It's perfect for apartment dwellers because it folds, stays quiet, and doesn't demand a dedicated workout room. It also works well for families with kids. Kids can hop on for a short walk while a parent does a quick treadmill interval, and the belt's non-slip surface keeps things safe. Who should skip it? If you're training for a marathon, need high-incline options, or regularly push speeds above 8 miles per hour, you'll find this model limiting. The 1.5 HP motor, while quiet, isn't built for long, high-intensity sessions at the top of its range. After an hour of continuous running, you might notice a slight dip in power, which is typical for a motor of this size. Also, there's no built-in incline, so if you rely on hill training, you'll have to look elsewhere. Let's drill into a few practical strengths and the hidden trade-offs. The quiet motor and folding design are obvious wins, but the compact footprint also means the treadmill's frame isn't as robust as a full-size gym machine. Over time, heavy users may notice a bit more wobble when they're running at the higher speeds. That's not a deal-breaker for most home users, but it's something to keep in mind if you plan to use it daily for high-impact workouts. The LCD display is clear, but it doesn't offer heart rate monitoring or connectivity to fitness apps. If you like to sync your cardio data with a smartwatch or an online platform, you'll need a separate heart rate strap and manually input the numbers. For many, that's an acceptable compromise for the lower price point, but it does limit the data-driven experience some fitness enthusiasts expect. One practical scenario that illustrates the value: imagine you're a remote worker who wants to break up long periods of sitting. You can roll the treadmill out, set it to a walking speed of 4 km per hour, and stride while you answer emails. The quiet motor means you won't distract coworkers on a video call, and the folded storage means you can return to a tidy home office in